Parents protesting in Proctor, those speaking out as an investigation continues into what police are calling misconduct. Plus, concerns about COVID testing as St. Louis County centers are booked up, especially with school students. And green growth after the Greenwood fire ripped through land to our north, the positive impacts of the new nature there.
From CBS 3 Duluth, this is the CBS 3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Jenna Wells. Kristen is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. An investigation is underway after one person was hurt during an officer-involved shooting in Duluth. It all started around 1:40 this morning near Commonwealth Avenue and Idaho Street in the Morgan Park neighborhood. CBS 3's Kendall Jarboe has been following this breaking story, and has more information from the scene there.
Jenna, I'm at the intersection of Commonwealth Avenue and Idaho Street. Just to give you an idea of where we're at in Morgan Park, right down this road, you're looking at Grand Avenue down there, and then this road leading up to where we're at is Idaho Street. Over here in this wooded area is where St. Louis County Sheriff's deputies tried to stop two men riding an ATV early this morning. Now, the BCA says the deputies were investigating suspicious activity at the time. The suspects kept driving as deputies chased them. About 50 minutes later, a canine found the men in the woods. At one point, according to the BCA, a deputy opened fire, hitting one of the men. The man was treated on scene and taken to the hospital. He was treated for non-life-threatening injuries and released. He's now in custody and is expected to be charged with fleeing an officer and obstruction with force. The other man on board the ATV was questioned and released. Now, Jenna, the authorities have not released the name of the deputy or why they fired their weapon. The BCA is still investigating, but as you can see in this wooded area right here, there's no law enforcement present. The scene has been cleared out, but we will keep you updated as we learn more information.
All right, thank you, Kendall. St. Louis County Sheriff deputies do not wear body cameras. There's no squad camera footage of the incident. The BCA is investigating and will bring you more details as we can. Meanwhile, police arrested two teens for breaking into a Duluth gas station just a week after an armed robbery at the same store. Police say the most recent incident happened around 2:20 on Sunday morning at the Speedway gas station on 88th Avenue West. That's in the Morgan Park neighborhood. A 16 and 13-year-old were taken into custody. They were expected to be charged with burglary and damage to property. Just a couple weeks earlier, someone robbed the same gas station at gunpoint. That happened at 9 p.m. September 11th. Police say they're still searching for that suspect. The person is described as a man wearing gloves, a camouflage sweatshirt, and a bright orange face covering. Anyone with information is asked to contact Duluth police. An investigation into what authorities are calling student misconduct on the Proctor High School football team has garnered strong reaction from the community. A small group of people gathered outside the high school this morning and again this afternoon. CBS 3's Kendall Jarboe explains what message they hope to spread.
It's unclear what exactly the student misconduct claim is about. What we do know, the Proctor High School football season has been put on hold while police are investigating. And community members, including some from neighboring towns, are concerned.
It really hit home for me in a way of like, what if it was my kid? We were just horrified, and his first reaction was, oh my God, Mom, I want to go up there and stand with a sign and show my support.
Showing support and standing in peaceful protest outside the school, hoping to bring change within and not downplay the situation.
I feel like the school kind of left everybody hanging on the situation. Kids are feeling unsafe. Parents are feeling nervous sending their kids to school.
Because the investigation involves juveniles, school officials say specific details are not available. The group who gathered Tuesday want to respect privacy and spread the message. No matter the situation, there's people in the community who want to help.
We hear them and we are here for them. So if they need anything, if they need to reach out to adults in their community, please do. I'm not a mother. I don't have children, but I know that we need to protect our children and stand up for them.
Making a stand and trying to show support in any way they can.
We just want to be here for the family. And I know we don't know them, but it just feels right.
We reached out to Proctor School Superintendent John Engelking for any information regarding what communication has been like to concerned parents and what resources are available to students during this time. The school district didn't directly address those questions in their response. At a school board meeting last night, school leaders also didn't address the situation and said they would not be hearing public comments either. Well, now it's time for Dave to join us for a quick look at the weather. Dave, a gorgeous day today, a lot of sunshine, especially toward the end of the day here.
Yeah, a lot of sunshine leading to a lot of warmth, especially away from the lake. We're going to take a look at today's high temperatures, which show the hottest of the hot came up towards International Falls, or to International Falls, back down to Big Fork. That's the warm triangle there, 82 to 84 degrees for high temps. And then upper 70s from Ely through Hibbing, Chisholm towards Grand Rapids, mid 70s here in the Twin Ports, upper 70s Moose Lake, a whole slew of 70s in Wisconsin as well, and even 71 to 75 for our friends in the Upper Peninsula. A hair cooler by the lake, which will be the trend for tomorrow. Tomorrow, high pressure still has a hold of us, so we'll still be on the warm side, though it will still be cooler by the lake for the North Shore. That low pressure system there, probably not with us until Thursday. So Wednesday, 67 by the lake, close to 80 inland, partly cloudy sky. Thursday's a day of change, which we'll talk about in more detail in a few more minutes.
Thank you, Dave. COVID cases in St. Louis County are on the rise. Take a quick look at this comparison showing the steep rise in cases among school-age kids from August to September. Cases are up more than 150% in kids 9 and under, and about 100% among 10 to 19-year-olds. Now, more cases means an increased need for testing, but some people have been left with limited options. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham is joining us now to talk about how that's impacting students. Quinn.
Well, Jenna, I saw those long lines firsthand today while reporting over at the DEC's saliva testing site. That's where I spoke with Carter Wegler, a junior at Denfeld, and his dad about their experience looking for a place to test. Carter Wegler started showing minor symptoms yesterday and wanted to get a test to play it safe before heading back to school. He found that UW Superior, which offers rapid testing sites, was fully booked for the next few days. Eventually, he got an appointment for a saliva test at the DEC, but those results will take 24 to 48 hours. He says the more time he misses from school, the more work he has to make up when he gets back. His dad, Scott Wegler, says from what they've seen, testing just isn't as readily available as it was 6 to 8 months ago. His whole family had to get tested last winter and said it was a lot easier to find options back then.
It seems now that the testing sites are few and far between and a little crowded, and I believe some of the COVID cases are on a major rise.
Wegler says they want to do the right thing and be responsible, but that comes at the difficult sacrifice of Carter's class time. There might be some help on the way soon. According to St. Louis County Health, more testing sites are in the works for the northern part of the county. More options could soon be on the way to areas near the Duluth area as well. We'll hear from county health leaders about that tonight at 10.
All right, Quinn, that sounds good. Quinn Gorham live for us in the studio tonight. Thank you. The Pfizer booster shot is now available in Douglas County. People who are eligible for the third dose can get it at the community vaccine clinic located at UWS Yellow Jacket Union. That clinic is open Tuesdays and Fridays from 11 to 3. You don't need an appointment, but you do need to bring your vaccination card. If you have questions about whether you need the booster shot, call your doctor. A Northland reservation canceled a handful of upcoming events over COVID case concerns. According to the Boys Fort Reservation, all indoor and outdoor events are postponed until at least October 11th. That includes the Recovery Month 5K run, the Victim Services candlelight display, and warm clothing distribution days. Reservation leaders are asking people to wear masks and take other COVID safety precautions. As of Friday, the Boys Fort Reservation had 18 active COVID cases. As the Delta variant continues to spread across Minnesota, the total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases has topped 700,000. Today, the Minnesota Department of Health announced 11 new COVID-19 deaths, putting the toll at 8,000. However, it's not all bad news. The number of patients in intensive care has fallen below 200 for the first time in 2 weeks. The Ely Wolf Center is investing in the next generation of wildlife biologists. 2 lucky students will receive up to $10,000 in scholarships. Recent graduates or current college students planning to pursue a career in wildlife biology are eligible to enter. That money will help winners support their field research expenses. Those winners will be announced early 2022. Still to come on live local CBS 3, the Greenwood fire left devastation in its wake, but the destruction is leading to new life. More details next.
Normal high temp is 62. Duluth Airport made 75 today. Inland towns cracked the 80 mark. We should do it again tomorrow, though the cooler by the lake zone will expand. We'll talk about for how long coming up after the break.
Hi, my name is Dr. Andrew Davis. I'm one of the otolaryngologists and head and neck surgeons here at St. Luke's. Otolaryngology and head and neck surgery encompasses the field of ears, nose, and throat. The head and neck region is responsible for harboring all of our senses, and a lot of the daily functions that we take for granted really makes us kind of who we are and what we are. Having the ability to make such drastic and impactful changes in patients' lives is humbling, but also profound.
No one has ever reinvented mattress shopping until now. The grand opening of Slumberland Sleep Solutions, where we've simplified, uncomplicated, and laid things out for you. Start with a quick rest match to pick your basic mattress type.
You love memory foam.
I really do.
Then shop the information and rating system on each bed. Did you know you can get great back support with a soft feel? It's true, and easy to find. Mattress shopping, reinvented, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Not all internet is created equal. If you want internet that's even faster than advertised, if you want Wi-Fi on Mega Blast, if you want enough power to power all the things, that's asking for more than a lot. That's demanding extreme, and you deserve it.
Culligan. Our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
How do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
How do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water.
Fall is here, and you know what that means? Oktoberfest. It's beer, food, music, and yeah, those funny outfits. And nobody does Oktoberfest better than the Breeze Inn. Now through October 10th, the crew has prepared a full German lunch and dinner menu in addition to their current menu. Raise a pint of your favorite Oktoberfest beer and celebrate German food and live music in the big tent at the Breeze Inn. This Saturday, the Breeze welcomes the Carlson Brothers, the Jute Joint Bandits, and the Northwoods Band from 4 to 11. Reservations and outside seating available. The Breeze Inn, just minutes up G Duluth Road. Prost!
When you watch CBS 3, you get up-to-date team coverage. Online, on your phone, and on the air.
6 o'clock this evening as we enter the overnight.
Right down to your neighborhood. For local weather coverage you can trust, tune to CBS 3.
Guys, I got eyes on it. Northeast corner.
Newark Children's Hospital just got hit with a cyber attack.
International child abduction.
Somebody from the Bureau got her killed.
There's a fox in the hen house.
Let's dig in, people. Let's go.
CBS 3 Sports is brought to you by St. Luke's. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weathermax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Let's take a live look down towards Highway 35, just south of the Cloquet area. And you take a look at the terrain. Despite the threats of early fall colors, it looks like folks are holding on to the green. Perhaps that's due to the extra rain we got in September in conjunction with the extra heat that's still coming around. Yeah, away from the lake today, some towns made 80, and we'll do it again tomorrow, though there will be a fairly thick cooler by the lake zone with temperatures only in the 60s. We'll point out who's going to be who with the forecast in a bit. But right now we point out these current conditions that are coming at us from the airport in Duluth. It's 69 degrees there, 65% for the relative humidity with an easterly southeasterly wind at 8 miles per hour. 29.91 inches of mercury is our air pressure, and that's just enough on the higher side to bring us that blue sky. Current temps, Pretty warm for a lot of areas. The normal is 62. Upper Peninsula right now is going 69 to 73. Northern Wisconsin's running 61 to 72, with the warmer temperatures running from Ashland to Solon Springs down to Hayward and back. A little bit cooler by the lake. Same deal for the North Shore. Temps in the 60s, but still 73 Cloquet and Carleton, 77 for Moose Lake, 79 degrees up towards Orr, mid-70s on the Iron Ranges, and 80 still International Falls. So that North Shore zone with the temperatures in the 60s, that's pretty much the way we're going to roll tomorrow. North Shore 60s up to 80 for many of the rest of us. Doppler map right now shows high pressure in control one more time. So our area is on the dry side. Showers are up towards Ontario, at least in the past couple of hours, but now moving more towards the eastern edge of the Upper Peninsula. Coming our way tomorrow, one more day with the high pressure in control, keeping us on the warm side. So Wednesday turns out that way. Thursday's a day of change as lower pressure comes to us from the Rockies, increasing the clouds at least a little bit Thursday night and starting to drop a 30% chance for showers then, which builds into a 60% chance on Friday with follow-up sprinkles that may still be with us Saturday and Sunday. Still with us, the warm temperatures then for the weekend? No, I think we'll be dropping back into the 60s, closer to normal once we get towards Saturday and Sunday. Tonight, Minnesota temperatures, they will run the range of 48 to 55, partly cloudy sky. That will be shared with Wisconsin and Michigan. Low temps in that zone, 47 to 50. Then tomorrow, one more gorgeous day, 60s by the lake perhaps, but 75 to 80 inland with sunshine. Partly cloudy, and that's fairly sunny for Minnesota tomorrow. 60s by the lake, but 75 to 80 inland. And then things change up like we mentioned. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we get those rain chances with temperatures starting to drop back into the 60s. By Monday, perhaps only 60 degrees for a high temp.
All right, thanks, Dave. There's been no new containment or growth in the Greenwood fire. The fire burning near Isabella has remained steady around 26,000 acres and 80% containment for a couple of weeks. The fire was started by a lightning strike more than a month ago. It caused a number of road closures, evacuations, and air quality alerts as it tore through the Superior National Forest. As weather conditions changed moving into the fall season, fire crews have been able to get a better handle on the flames. In the past 2 weeks, most roads have reopened and property owners have been able to return. While the Greenwood fire is still burning in some places, in others, there are signs of new plant life starting to emerge. CBS 3's Peter Kavikauskas took a ride up Highway 2 to find out what new life means for the ecosystem.
The Greenwood fire has left an impact on the landscape that will undoubtedly be felt for years to come. Even through the charred remains, new signs of life are beginning to sprout.
We're starting to see some regrowth of some of the finer type of vegetation, like these grasses. These are called sedges in a wetland of Schoolmore Creek here along Highway 2.
That is Mike Croteau, a district ranger in the Gunflint Trail for the U.S. Forest Service. He says these plants have evolved in order to come back after fires such as the Greenwood.
Fire is a natural part of this landscape. It's been a part of this landscape since the glaciers retreated and the fires had something to burn.
Just weeks after the Greenwood fire scorched this area, new signs of life are pointing to a better and stronger ecosystem in the coming years.
Fire is an essential part of ecosystem integrity, part of the mosaic of different diversities of different habitats and ecosystems. And the insects, the birds, the animals rely on that diversity.
Croteau says for now, while many people only see the charred remains, in the coming weeks, months, and years, the forest will work naturally to regrow itself.
This wetland, you likely will not even be able to tell that the fire went through here next spring. The hillside over here, where some of the trees have been scorched, next spring you'll start to see some of the grasses, some wildflowers that will be coming up. So even next spring we'll start to see that.
Forest Service officials say the rain seen in recent weeks has not only helped suppress the fire, but has also helped with the regrowth, causing some grasses to sprout early. And Kelly Hinseth is here with what's next in sports. Kelly.
Hi, Jenna.
Hi.
Well, UMD football is hoping to put Saturday behind them and learn from the mistakes they made in that loss to Wayne State. We'll hear from the team coming up next.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
CBS 3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
I got into journalism when I was in high school, actually, and that's where I really fell in love with the news and the storytelling aspect of it. Being able to bring those things together and keep people informed. It's so important for us to be in a community like Duluth, to be able to hear your stories and then bring them to everybody else in the community.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Be a little bit brave. Don't ever be afraid to.
Got a couple questions.
Do you think it's time for schools to reopen?
There is some positive breaking news.
We've got a lot of important new information for you and your family.
Kristen Vaki is as local as her evening news.
I'm from here. This is my home. I learned how to do a left-handed layup right there. At that hoop, that exact hoop.
Covering the communities she calls home too.
You know, there's nothing phony about it. That's who she is. She's just a natural at it, so I enjoy watching her because she's so good at what she does.
Leaders at Hibbing Taconite are scrambling at the Menorca mine, family heritage, and iron mining history.
For everything local, watch Kristen Vaki on Live, Local, CBS 3.
The Royal Enfield Bullet was designed in 1955 and not updated until 2008. It takes an experienced hand to keep one running. I've ridden in the rain and the snow, but prefer not to. That's why motorcycles and meteorology go together so well. It also takes an experienced hand to make an accurate riding forecast. As our region's longest-serving meteorologist, I think I have the touch needed to get it right.
Watch Dave Anderson weeknights at 5, 6, and 10.
Calling all Bulldogs. Do you consider yourself a diehard UMD Bulldog fan? Send a picture of you or you and your crew all decked out in your Bulldog attire for a chance to be the My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week. Follow the My9 Sports Facebook page and post your pictures there to be entered into our weekly random drawings. Each Fan of the Week will be showcased in our My9 Sports UMD Athletics Broadcast of the Week. The My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week is brought to you by the Duluth Tap Exchange.
School visits are an important part of kind of being part of the community outside of the TV station here. When I was in 6th grade, that's when I learned meteorology was it for me. Being on the other side of that now, for me being able to kind of pursue that, it's important for me to then be able to get back into the community. If I can go into a classroom and get just one person who was interested or just one person who, you know, leaves there knowing like, wow, I learned something new today. For me, I did my job, and that means a lot to me.
Watch meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt weekdays at 5 a.m. Now, CBS 3's Sports with Kelly Hinson.
Well, it was tight at the end, but the UMD football team just couldn't overcome an underwhelming first half, at least by their standards. They dropped their first game of the season to Wayne State this past Saturday. Down 3 with just over 2 minutes left, UMD put together a nearly 40-yard drive to get into striking distance of forcing overtime. But Daniel Mitchell fumbled on an inside handoff. The Wildcats recovered, and that was the game. UMD head coach Kurt Weezy says he felt like the whole team was just out of sync.
As a team, we probably came into that game a little flatter than we should have. Wayne State, I think, surprised us in a lot of facets. They're athletic, they're fast, they did some different things schematically that we maybe weren't as prepared for as we needed to be. We only get 11 of these opportunities, and to put one on the field on Saturday night in the fashion that we did, hopefully it doesn't sit well with any of us.
All of us are like family on the team, so we got each other backs, and we know what we can do when we work together and put out our best performance, so we just got to get back to it.
The 22nd ranked Bulldogs are back on the road this Saturday to take on MSU Moorhead. A former UMD women's captain is coming back to the state of hockey for the upcoming Premier Hockey Federation season. Ashley Bricklick, who spent the last 3 seasons as an assistant coach for the UMD Bulldogs, has signed a contract with the Minnesota Whitecaps for the 2021-22 season. Bricklick played for the Bulldogs for all 4 of her college years, captaining the team as a junior and senior. During her time in a Bulldog sweater, the Brandon, Manitoba native posted 145 points in 146 games. This past season, she became just the 4th player to both play and coach in an NCAA quarterfinal game. And the NBA season is just around the corner, and across the league, teams held their media days, including the Minnesota Timberwolves, who also introduced a new ownership group, including Mark Lowry and Alex Rodriguez. The two are excited to get going in Minnesota and learn from owner Glenn Taylor.
I know how difficult and hard it is, the road to a championship. It took me 15 years. I am really excited to learn from Glenn, both Mark and I, to be his mentee, not only at the NBA ownership level, but in all the committees he served over the years. I think we're really, really excited and optimistic about our future here.
And it's hard to picture snow right now on the ground, much less outdoor hockey. But yesterday, Minnesotans got a taste of what's coming this winter at Target Field. The National Hockey League held a 2022 Discover NHL Winter Classic press conference with the Minnesota Wild, the St. Louis Blues, as well as the Twins in Minneapolis. Minnesota is the 10th team to play host to the game, joining Boston, Buffalo, Chicago, Dallas, Detroit, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Washington, Boston, and Buffalo and Chicago are the only 2-time hosts.
I mean, the passion all started on the outdoor rinks for myself, and growing up with my brother and friends. It's some of the best games are out there, but now to be playing and in a venue like this and on the outdoor rink is going to be something so special, and very lucky to be a part of it.
The NHL Winter Classic happens New Year's Day. I like that we're previewing it so early so that we can get outside and still be manageably, but I don't really want to think about it yet.
No, I don't want to think about winter that much. I remember Chicago being 2-time. I remember watching it in Chicago.
Oh, the Winter Classic, man.
It is fun, but the sound of winter and snowflakes is
we'll push that off.
We'll push that off. Well, athletes from across the country will gather on the Iron Range to take their shot at making the Olympics. According to USA Curling, speaking of winter, the trials for mixed doubles curling for the 2022 Winter Games was scheduled to be held in Irvine, California. However, officials determined the venue is not a safe space to prevent COVID spread. So instead, the trials will happen at the Curl Masabi Curling Club in Eveleth. The trials are set for October 26th through 31st. And coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from one of the coaches for the USA gold medal winning team, Schuster, about how they could feel the trials could benefit the range. Dave, do we have a look at how the rest of the night is looking here?
Very mild, and tomorrow awfully warm, at least away from the lake, so you two should be doing all right. We are putting it off for you. High temps range tomorrow from 67 by the lake to 80 inland, with at least some sunshine, but then a rain chance could begin on Thursday. Stick around through Sunday.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.